It's Ramsey Dewey. I'm over here at the Animal MMA gym, and we're going to show you the science behind Derrick Lewis just standing up. In one fight, he's in a mount position, and he does this powerful bridge, boom, and he grabs this arm, and he over-rotates. He does that thing they always tell you not to do, but he lifts his hips up right away, and he grabs this arm, and he rotates the guy down here. And it just looks like he overpowers the guy. And yeah, he's a very big, powerful guy, but so is everybody else in that weight class. So let's break that down a little bit and show you a few variations. So, you know the basic bridge and roll, right? We bring his weight forward, his arm is there. Ideally, I could trap an arm and roll him over into here, but that's not what happened, right? He didn't do that basic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu upa. Everybody knows that. He bucks the guy. He reaches for that arm. The guy starts pulling his arm away. So Derrick comes up to here and immediately brings his butt high and starts shaking it. Notice his hands are now posted on the mat. I can now grab one. I'm controlling the shoulder here, right? And I'm rotating, and I'm reducing the friction by moving a little bit, right? It is a risky move. If you don't time that correctly, right, you can have your back taken. I'll give you an example. If I'm not controlling his shoulder and I just turn over here, my opponent can get his hooks in, he can sink in a rear naked choke and end the fight quickly. So what's the difference? The difference is probably hard to see. Okay, I'll do it on this side. Bridge him over here, right? Grab that arm, because he's going to be forced to post up on it. So he wants to stay on top. I bring my butt up, right? I grab that shoulder. I start standing and reducing the friction here. Derrick is in this position. He's in a half guard, but he moves his body all the way over here. He would be in a great position to start working electric chairs and whatnot, but he doesn't. Instead, he frames here, and he makes a nice base with his elbow, and he's got a frame there. And he starts pushing into the guy, and he hips up, and he rotates, and he gets over here. So let's do that from another angle. Okay. So again, I move over, I base up on my elbow, base up on my hand, and I turn. It kind of looks like I'm just casually pressing him away with one arm because I'm just so strong. But what I've done is made a frame. So come around to this side. A frame is just solid bones. Okay? I have a base here. I have a frame here. So push into me. As long as this frame is in place here, I can maintain this position. If I push into him, okay, as long as the frame remains here, I can knock him over, right? So Derrick also does something really interesting, which is he grabs over the top here and he gets in close. And now he switches his hips, right? He's moving the guy's hips with his hips. So essentially he's moving one side of the dude's hips with two of his. And now he can just casually just stand up from there. So let's do that one more time. So frame up to the elbow, get in there nice and close, hip, frame, stand. This next technique, Derrick's up against the cage, he's close here. His legs are on the outside, half guard. He's got 2-on-1 on the outside leg. He gets the underhook on the same side as the trapped legs, and he does the most basic get-up in jiu-jitsu. Underhook, half guard, head in here, just stand up. Okay, we can do that on the open mat too. So come on over here. If I've got half guard on this side, and I've got an underhook on the same side as the trapped leg, yeah, this underhook allows us to just stand up. It is super technical. Why does that work? Let's go on this side. So this underhook on the same side as the trapped leg allows me to create open space here. I can push out there if this isn't tight around my head and jump on his back, or if this arm is fairly tight, right? Now I can use this to create the space I need to get my legs underneath me, or as the fans like to put it, just stand up. This next just stand-up moment of Derrick Lewis happened in a fight with Roy Nelson. And Roy unfortunately made kind of a big mistake, and he can sometimes get away with it. He had both arms over here. He had his weight like way over here on the mat, which is not good. If he's way over here, that means most of his weight is on the mat and it's not on me. So Derrick Lewis, again being a big strong man, could use this frame on the side of the jaw and start pushing, right? Now with these frames, here, push back, fight back. I can keep him in this position, and you know what else I can do? I can just stand up. Right here, you do that to me. Just come on down here, right? If I get inside control, and instead of maintaining a good position where my head and my weight is over the man, and I put it over the mat, here, frame on my jaw, frame on my armpit, just stand up, dude. Yeah. Honestly, I would say it's a little too easy in that position, except he had like a 300-pound dude on top of him, so nothing is easy under those circumstances. This last one came from an Americana attempt. So his opponent grabbed the Americana. He starts locking it up. Derrick Lewis manages to get an arm underneath. And then with this outside leg, hips in. Instead of turning this way to try to rescue the arm like a lot of people do, which sets up an arm bar, he does the polar opposite. He kips up here and turns to the inside into a turtle position, initiating a wrestling scramble. Now he just stands up and he can start grip fighting and doing all that stuff, you know, wrestlers are supposed to do from that position. So there you go. The science of Derrick Lewis just standing up. It's a lot more technical than it might look. I know he's a guy who's really popular with people who don't grapple, and they like to shout at the TV, just stand up. If I was there, I'd just stand up, dude. Just punch him in the face. So that's one of the reasons people love him. But at the same time, I think people sleep on his wrestling ability because we saw some highly technical grappling moments in those exchanges. Thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.